Hello and welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 Blueprint Mastery, Door Systems and Interactive Portals. Previously, we started with our door save. We created a new structure, is holding the door ID and the door stats. Also, we created two new functions in the Blueprint interface, the load door and the get door stats. The load door has an input of door stats and the get door stats has an output of door stats. Then we went on and in the wait door we created the event load door from the Blueprint interface. We broke the door stats, we set the door state to the saved door state, and we set the relative rotation based on the stat that we load, on the door state that we load. We also filled the get door stats with a new variable that is called the door ID and the door state. And the door ID should be an instance editable and expose on spawn, so we can fill it on our own. Because when we are saving the doors, they need a unique ID, so when we load the doors, they know which door is which, so they get loaded. Now, speaking about save and loading, we are gonna need a new blueprint type, a save game object blueprint. To create it, we're gonna right click, we're gonna go to blueprints, new blueprint class, and we're gonna search for save game, and it's here. I'm gonna select it and name it SO doors. Yeah, SO doors. Let's open it. Now, this is the file that is getting written in our computer. It is a serialized file. It has this property being a serializable class. It is there to encapsulate game data to be stored persistently. This can have any kind of data we want. Right now, we need a structure, an array of structures basically, because there could be many doors. st door save. And let's make it an array. Let's call this door save stats. Door save stats. Yeah. Let's close this. We're not gonna need the SO doors anymore. We're gonna call it but not use it. And let's go to our game instance to create our save mechanic. Now, the first thing we will do is create a custom event, and we're gonna name it save doors. And the first question is, does save game exist? Now, this node has slot name and user index. We can have multiple slots to save, so we're gonna promote the variable. It could be slot name 1, slot name 2, slot name 3, but when you are loading and saving, the slot name must be the same. That we will demonstrate this better in action. So let's give it a default name, doors save 1. Let's put a branch here, because it's different when we don't have a save in this slot and different when we do have a slate in this slot. It's like overwriting the save and saving a new item in this slot. Let's start from the new item in this slot. So on false, we're gonna create save game. And the save game object would be the SO doors. We're gonna promote this to a variable. We're gonna call it save game object. Now, we won't have a complex mechanism to detect our doors. What we will do is just get all actors of class. We could have of tag, but class is fine. And let's search for one-way door. And from all the doors that we find, for each, we're gonna get door stats. So now every door that exists, basically it gives us their stats. And since it's the first save, the first time that we save, we can just get our save game object get our array of door save stats and just add all the stats over here. So now one would think that we done saving, like we passed the information to the save game object, we got the stats and add them to this array. Well, not exactly. We do still need, in the end of this for each loop, to save game to slot. And here we do need a reference of the slot and the slot name. So again, this is why I said that these are correlated, they're bind together, that we are checking for this slot. We should not change the name of the slot until we complete all that we are doing with this slot. This would be just the case that a save game doesn't exist. What if a game save does exist? Then we're gonna load game from slot. And the slot needs to remain the same. And why we are loading? Because we do need the current save data, so we want to manipulate this data. So next thing is to cast to our save game so doors. Because the game that we loaded from the slot, we have no clue, it's just a save game object. We don't know which one it is. So right now we loaded the SO doors. Maybe we had other saves too. We had a save for bindings, we had a save for character stats, we had a save for quests. But this one is for the doors. Again, we're gonna go through all our doors. So I'm gonna copy the get all actors from class and the for loop. Actually, I did need the get doors stats too. And now I'm going to create a variable, a Boolean variable, and call it new door. And I'm going to set it to true here. Then I'm going to get our save game object that I haven't set. Yeah, after the casting, we should set our save game object to our doors save, because this is the save that we are manipulating. We got it load, whereas we created it before, we saved it instantly because it's SO doors, but now that we are loading, we didn't know which type it was, so we casted to SO doors and we saved it to as the game object that we are manipulating. Now, this object has our array of door stats. And for each of the doors, we want to, for each loop, to get the ID. And what we're gonna do is get also the ID that we got from the for loop of all actor class of doors and check if they are the same. Sorry, not this equal, has an exact string, and if they are, then we just set this array element, not from here, set array element from the array, because we don't want these stats, these are the save stats. The ones we want are over here. Gonna make a readout node to make it more clear, and a readout here, and a readout here, and over here. The stats that we are saving, the new stats, are coming from all the actors of class, the ones that are on the map. The stats that we are comparing, if they have the same name, are from that list. So if they have the same name, we need the index of that list. And then we turn the new door off, because this door is not new, it already exists. Now, when this for loop finishes, we're gonna ask the question, is it still a new door, or did we find one and change the stats? If it is still a new door, then we're gonna add to this array. Let's read out this over here and this over here. Just gonna unspaghettify a little bit. Anyway, now if it's not a new, if it is a new door, we're gonna add to the door stats from the save game, add to the array, and we're gonna add the stats that we just got from the doors from the map. All right. Now, this would be our save. To comment it, I press C and I will type save game. So now this has a comment. I know we didn't comment many things, but we should at least show commenting. I think this is it for this one. We're gonna continue with the load game on the next one. Goodbye for now.